Speak Up with Vernisa and Jen. It's time to speak up.
Hello everyone, my name is Vernisa.
Hey y'all, this is Jen.
And this is our podcast,
Speak Up.
What's up, Jen?
Hey girl.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Guys, we made it to episode 72.
Y'all, 72.
Yes, time is just flying. For those of you that don't know, me and Jen are best friends. We create this podcast to use our voices to motivate people to overcome life's challenges through self-love and respect.
That's right. Those are our core values, so those should be your core values as well.
Yes, most definitely. Before we get started, a quick shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to My Bar, located at 720 East Manchester in Inglewood, California. Ladies, get your hair, your nails, your lashes done. Look, she just slayed me, as you can see. So please tap in, ask for mine. Tell her that SpeakUpJV sent you. The Instagram is at myy.bar. Book your appointment now.
That's right. And shout out to our other sponsor, Be Actual Natural. Why settle for less? Their products are created with you in mind for a goal to let your self-love show through your self-care. Their chemical-free hair and skincare products are handmade, plant-based, and free of fillers or preservatives. Treat yourself while taking care of yourself. Start your journey at www.beactualnatural or check them out on Instagram at beactualnatural.
Yes, for real. Tap in. We just had her as a guest on our live episodes, by the way. So, Jen, what is our title for today?
Today, our episode is called Identify, Don't Deny.
What y'all think we're talking about?
Ooh. What we identifying today?
Identifying ourselves. So we're saying identify ourselves and don't deny ourselves. So we're talking about the relationship with knowing your identity and its relationship with confidence.
I love that, yeah, because I feel like even though we talk about confidence a lot, we don't really talk about why your identity matters in relation to this, right? So this is a good episode for y'all if you feel like you've been struggling a little bit. I know for us it's a good touch up and remind ourselves to still feel good and feel sexy even when we're not feeling our very best.
Yes, especially when we're in a time where social media is such a big thing. We're constantly comparing ourselves to others. We're keeping up with the Jonases, keeping up with the trends and this and that. So it is easy to lose yourself in this type of world. So, you know, SpeakUpJV got your back on that. So honestly, I think to have confidence, it starts with your identity. You know, we talk about confidence so much, but we don't talk about the importance of that identity. You know, and your identity is like, it's not just deeper than just knowing yourself. It's knowing what you like, knowing who you are, knowing yourself internally and not just the outside appearance.
Absolutely, yeah. This is why we need to have something bigger than just us, right? Even when it comes to our confidence. Like, it can't just be the clothing that I'm wearing every day, the makeup I'm wearing, the jewelry, whatever. Although all that stuff is nice and it adds to it, it has to be something that can't be broken, that no matter what anybody tells you, you can't be shaken. You feel sexy in your pajamas, you feel sexy naked, and you feel sexy in all kinds of clothing.
I'm glad you said you feel sexy naked, because I seen an article that said people who spend a lot of time naked have confidence. And it's funny because like, not like that, but I love that. Like, you know, I love like wearing less clothes when I am alone and stuff, and I feel like it does add to my personal confidence that I have on myself. So y'all out there who don't like to be naked when you're alone, I recommend that as like a tip, like if you do want to feel confident.
Absolutely, that's how physically. It starts actually, like being alone and being comfortable with your body, because it's your body. Nobody else can shake that from you. Nobody else can have the same legs that you do, you know, same anything that you come with. So if you're not comfortable looking at that on your own, then take some time, you know, instead of looking at what society, quote unquote, would deem unperfect, look at what you like about it, right? Like for me personally, I struggle with my arms. Like my arms, I feel like they're very muscular, you know, and very masculine in certain ways, but that's just because I grew up thinking that wasn't cute. But now that I have tattoos on them and everything, like it's something that has helped me be more confident in my arms. And I'm like, well, what am I going to do with them? You know, like those are the arms I was given. Of course, I can work them out and everything to tone them up, but I have to live with them every day. But it took a matter of me wearing more revealing clothing too, because I used to wear a lot of long sleeves thinking that I had to cover everything up. So that's just something that was starting to help me with my confidence.
And that's actually a good tip, because that's you getting comfortable with yourself. You know, and honestly, how do we have a relationship with confidence if we don't have a relationship with our own identity? I think today we tie confidence to other people's traits, right? Like the magazine cover, like different arms. Or for me, I always struggle with my belly. Like I always had a little tummy, so I always I would feel like I'm not confident if my belly wasn't flat or something like that. So I tie confidence to women who have flat stomachs, you know, and things like that. When we start to do that, we take the word confidence from ourselves. Right. So if we feel like on our own skin, confidence doesn't live there. So it's like building that relationship with confidence, seeing it as you being it.
Yeah, and this is why to take time away from social media, from all these things that you may see online, all of that, because that's usually where those insecurities, at least for me, came from. You know, growing up, obviously, with certain things I heard in school and from my own family. But now that I'm an adult and able to make my own decisions, I realize I was doing this to myself. Like, I was purposely looking up girls with perfect bodies or whatever. But it's like, what really is a perfect body anyway?
What is perfect?
Exactly. And then why do I have to feel less than just because I don't have a certain body somebody else has? You know, like it's just a matter of getting comfortable in what I was given. And if I want to improve certain things, yeah, that's fine, but make sure that I'm doing it for me.
And it's crazy about that word of perfect and like, you know, what your search is on social media, because in a day it fluctuates on social media. Think about it. One minute they're saying size 0 is perfect, next they're saying thicker girls. So it's like they don't even know what perfect is. Let's be honest. That it shows you it is a socially constructed norm that we're trying to go at something that fluctuates every other day, and that's the thing about a trend. And honestly, confidence is deeper than just the looks. You know, we just touched up on looks, but it's really your thoughts, what you say, who you are, how you present yourself to the world. So like, you know, I'm a big Twitter head. You know, Twitter is really about what you say. You know, people are typing their thoughts and stuff, but let's be real. We've seen people be on Twitter and tweet a certain way that's really not who they are, you know, because they're trying to like look a certain way online, but then that's really not what they think or how they feel. So it's like, honestly, that's confidence. Be confident in your thoughts.
Exactly. Well. And I wanted to say, confidence doesn't have to be loud, right? So like you were saying, with the thoughts that you say in your head, let those thoughts be loud, but the positive thoughts, you know, but also like being the confident person doesn't mean, oh yeah, I think I'm this, I think I'm that, blah, blah. You could be the most quietest person in the room, but you could have this confidence to you, but it's a work that you have to put in. So just because you see somebody out there flaunting everything about themselves or whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean they're confident. So don't ever model your own confidence up against somebody else's, because what works for them may not work for you, but it does always start with those thoughts that you are telling yourself.
That's true. Like, I have seen some fellas, they just walking on smooth, they ain't even gotta say nothing, but it's that confidence that's just speaking. And I learned people show their confidence differently, because like you're saying, there's some people that are more silent about it and it's just there, and you got people who they feel confident because they are like that, but it's like it really depends on your personality. You're an extrovert, you're an introvert, they're going to show differently. So just because you show it differently doesn't mean you're not confident at all.
Yeah, absolutely. And going back to social media, you know, sometimes we see trends, right? We see trends on dressing a certain way or a certain body type and stuff, and not shaming anybody. But the thing is, if you're gonna make some sort of alteration to your body, make sure that you're doing it because of you. Make sure that you're knowing the difference between following a trend versus because it's cool to do it, right? Especially with some of these alterations, they can be life-threatening or life-changing in one way or another. So if we're just constantly following them, then what happens when that trend is over? Right? Like, you did all this to your body, and then what? You know, so just making sure that, okay, if it's an insecurity of yours that you've been wanting to work on or whatever, make sure that you have thought about it in your head too, that no amount of alterations to your body is going to fix that mentality of yours. You're the only one that has that power to fix that mentality.
That's true. Confidence is an internal thing, and then the physical shines through. At the end of the day too, you will always be insecure if you base your confidence off someone else's taste, because technically it's not what your spirit wants. If deep down you ain't really feeling it's not, that's gonna show. You're gonna feel insecure doing something that really ain't you,
right?
You know what I'm trying to say? So I think when you are, I feel the best when I'm being myself. I like to wear a lot of black, whatever I do, those little things that I like to do, that's when I feel best. When I'm trying to wear something because whatever someone else said it was cool, I'm trying new trends. Everyone trying new trends. You gonna always feel this ain't really what I want to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, there's a difference between stepping out of your comfort zone,
that's real
but then just being uncomfortable forever, right? Like, you know, it's okay to switch your style if you want to try something new and then you realize you don't like it or whatever, but do it for you. Don't do it for anybody else. Whether anybody else likes it or not, be you regardless, right? And then we have to let go of this need to always be liked and or accepted. Like, we're not always going to be someone's cup of tea, right? Like, that's one thing I've learned in my life, and of course the people pleaser in me kind of struggles with this. But it's a hard pill to swallow, but it's one that we need to anyway, because then you become more comfortable in who you are versus trying to impress the entire world. I've learned to try to impress myself. I want to prove myself right. I want to make sure I feel good no matter what. So-and-so over there can like it or not like it, like me or not like me. At the end of the day, that's not going to stop me from living my life. That's not going to stop me from achieving any of the goals that I have set out, whether it is physically or mentally or whichever. So I might as well just be who I am, because even if these people over here like me, it's going to mean somewhere over here somebody doesn't like me, or vice versa, right? So if I'm over here switching my identity, not knowing who I am, I'm going to be the one who doesn't like me. And why would I want to be that person?
That was the line. And then you can't fit in everybody's box. I learned that, like, something's going to be off. And that's okay. Even if you're the nicest, loving person, it's going to be somebody who's like, oh, she's too nice, whatever. So it doesn't matter. And then to embrace your identity, even when you don't feel your best. I've been learning that lately. Like, I've been, I learned life happens. We're going to have challenging moments. We're going to have moments where you have to be a little more patient with yourself, nurturing. I learned, okay, if I need to have a cry right now, or I'm having a real moment, one of my wounds is messing with me right now, I'm gonna nurture that, and that's a part of me. In the day, your scars, whatever you've been through, it is there for a reason. I feel like we need to stop projecting ourselves for being human, for feeling, or for having a moment where you don't feel your strongest. You know what I'm saying? That's okay.
Yeah, girl, say
that's
that louder.
Identity.
Absolutely, say that louder for the people in the back in case they hear you. And we want to re-emphasize making sure your decisions really are your own, right? Like, if you are an indecisive person, it's okay to get feedback from your loved ones, but somebody you really trust, somebody who you know has your back. Like, if I'm struggling with something, I know to go to you at all times, because I'm like, she keep it real with me. If something doesn't look right on me, she'll tell me, but if something does, she'll tell me to wear it again.
Yep. Wear that out for that, girl.
Exactly, yeah, and vice versa.
Yeah, for real. And we have another message from our newest sponsor.
Yes, so we want to give a shout out to A&J Books. Look at how cute these are, y'all. And you're probably wondering, like, what are these? They are all kinds of things that you want them to be, honestly. They can be like doodle books if you want them to be. They can be journals, whatever you want to do with them. There is no limit to your creativity. So whether you need a journal to decompress at the end of the day, a notebook to take notes in class, a planner to organize schedules, or an activity book to keep the kids busy while you work from home, A&J Books has many options for your family to unleash their creativity. Check them out on Instagram at A&J Books. That's A_and_J Books, and then you can click the link in their bio to look through the collection of notebooks that they have.
Yes, place your order now.
Yes,
for real. And also too, so back into our episode, ask yourself, do I really want this? I think, it goes with the decisions part. Like, I feel like once you run it by yourself, you'll know if you're making the right decision or not. Take out whoop 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 out. Take out all of it and focus on your decision. Whoop whoop whoop.
I love it. Y'all heard us.
I know this is a freestyle.
We didn't stutter. And then ask yourself again, who am I and who do I want to be? And then a follow-up question, do those match? There's nothing wrong with wanting to improve yourself and wanting to be better, but who you are currently doesn't match who you want to end up being. And then if they don't, you feel like there's a really strong line in between those, a really big line in between those, then make sure that you're trying to fill it up as much as possible. But it won't be able to start until you have confidence in there. Because think about this, right? You want to be a millionaire. You have to be confident that you can get there, right? You want a millionaire to be part of your identity and everything, and that's going to make you feel strong and beautiful and whatever. The confidence has to come in believing you're worthy of that, in believing that you're going to own that type of identity first. And you can't have that if you're not working on your confidence.
Exactly. All that stuff is going to come natural with it. I feel like it's all like a full package.
I agree.
It's your identity, it's your confidence, it's the worthiness. And then too, don't let this world tear you down. All this BS is socially constructed. What, like we said, what is perfect? What is this? What is that? Oh, I have to have this in this time frame. What is that? All this was made up by somebody and put into these standards. Are you happy? Not everyone wants to be a millionaire, right? Not everyone wants to be married or have this many kids, have a big house. Some people are okay with knowing they just have a roof over their, whatever. We all have different things. Some just want to travel, whatever. In the day, your identity is what makes you happy. Socially construct your own identity. Like, what is yours? Do it in your own world. Stop taking in on this other BS. I learned it doesn't matter anymore.
Yes.
The older I'm getting,
Speak it. And that's why your identity has to be something nobody can take away from you. Because, if your identity is just going to be based off of money or material things or whatever, all that can go down like this. So your confidence has to come from a place inside, from that worthiness that we're talking about, working on that self-esteem, believing you matter enough to accomplish those goals that you want to. And knowing that, yeah, of course, the socially constructed norms, like what is that, right? The one thing I love about what we're doing now is we're breaking those norms as much as possible. So you really have the liberty to be anybody that you want to. At the end of the day, you can create a different identity. If you didn't like who you were yesterday, guess what? You can be somebody new today.
I love that. Name and everything. And honestly, y'all, this relates to self-love because living in your identity is self-love. You know, naturally letting confidence into your life is self-love. You know, self-love isn't putting yourself down, denying who you really are. Self-love is like you love someone, right? You're gonna show them off. You're gonna be proud of it. Be that about yourself. That is knowing your identity.
Absolutely. Always find or do things that make you feel good, sexy, and confident, no matter who you are, right? Whatever you identify with, don't identify with, make sure that you're embracing that identity. Make sure you glow from within and from without.
That's where the glow comes from. Embracing that identity in general. And today, building confidence takes time.
Yes.
Me and Jen acting like we're completely confident, everything's perfect. No, it's a work in progress for both of us. But we're speaking from the progress we have made, and which is taking that time to get to know ourselves, to pick our own decisions, and go like that, and keep allowing ourselves to evolve as women.
Absolutely. It's a daily decision. And don't ever let your confidence be based on a trend, or you'll never find your identity. That's basically what we wanted to leave y'all off with, because your identity may fluctuate in everything, but don't ever let it be dictated by what society's telling you to be or anything like that. Do what makes you happy. Do what sets your soul on fire in a positive and healthy way.
Yes, for real. But before we close out, quick shout out to our sponsor. Shout out again to Mind Bar, located at 720 East Manchester in Inglewood, California. Get your nails done, your lashes, your hair done. Get slayed. Ask your minds. Tell them SpeakUpJV sent you. The Instagram is at nyy.bar. Book your appointment now.
Absolutely. And our other sponsor, Be Actual Natural, Why Settle for Less? All their products are created with you in mind for a goal to let your self-love show through your self-care. Their chemical-free hair and skincare products are handmade, plant-based, and free of fillers or preservatives. Treat yourself while you're taking care of yourself. Start your journey at www.beactualnatural.com or check them out on Instagram at beactualnatural.
Yes, and one last shout out to A&J Books. Make sure you guys tap in. They have bulletin books, doodling, organizing. Just please hit them up. Tell them SpeakUpJV sent you. The Instagram is at @A_AND_J Books. Thank y'all. We appreciate y'all tapping into our 72nd episode. We'll be back with more. We have a lot of big surprises coming. If you're watching this video on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere, please push the subscribe button, comment too. Share your feedback. We appreciate everything.
Share the love, y'all.
Yeah. Bye, y'all.
Bye.